Welcome back to Houston, Texas. We're at Aviva Stadium for the NCR Championships. Exciting weekend of rugby here. 3 days. You can see the players are loving it. The fans are loving it. Everybody at home is enjoying it. Some happy times down here for players who have played their way in to this exciting finals competition. And we have had some great games so far. We've got more to come. There it is, the Hokie Hop from their captain. And number 8 at the end of a big championship game for that team. Exciting game just finished here at the stadium. And we have plenty more action to come, including this one. I'm John Broker, joined by Tim Wilkes, as you see the University of Connecticut, the Huskies, and the Knights of the University of Central Florida take the field for the Lone Star Bowl. This is a big matchup between these two teams down here. Never faced each other before. Going to be very interesting. And let's talk about these teams. And we are talking about the University of Connecticut Huskies here. Tim, they have a great squad. A lot of good players coming up from the high school ranks. Who are we looking at on this University of Connecticut team?
For me, we've got Tyron Bentley, big prop, 230 pounds. Peter Stokes, UConn's men's president, running the show from the fly half position. And Ethan Berry in the back from the fullback position, Tri-State All-Star from 2021.
And keys to success for this Husky squad.
Got to disrupt that defense, control the contact, and make sure that they pick their spots to attack, because this other squad, Central Florida, can strike at any time.
Central Florida, a very, very good coach here in Evan Haig, so they gotta pick those spots, because this is going to be a well-coached, well-drilled team. Let's talk about Central Florida and their next-level players.
Yeah, Puchalski and Drebeck are their flankers, 178 and 185 pounds, little undersized, but they make up for it in tenacity. Caleb Gertzen, the number 12 inside center, just a sophomore, 3-time Florida All-Star.
And what do they have to do to take care of this Husky team from Storrs, Connecticut?
Well, that defense from the other side from Connecticut's going to be approaching fast, so they got to keep that ball moving, turn the field, and run it wide when they have the chances to get that speed.
We have the game coming up in just a second. The University of Connecticut is coached by Bob the Count Marola, along with Rob Chudzik, Mark Colebrook, Mike Casilla, and Mike Huda. The University of Central Florida, coached by Evan Haig. As we take a look at the UConn boys getting ready to play here. They are down here, and they are certainly excited. I've had a couple conversations with their coaches about what this means to them, and this is really big for the program. Good notoriety on campus for them, and they're going to enjoy this as it comes, Tim.
Yeah, this Central Florida squad, no slouch as well. Able to do some good, strong work this season. But it's going to come down to tenacity out there. Both these clubs want it. Who has the skill to get it done? UConn. Final cheer. They're ready to rock and roll.
And that's UConn going to be in the blue with the red and white. And in black and gold are the men from Orlando, the University of Central Florida there. Referee is going to be Randall Johnson for this competition, joined by Chris Gower and Jamal Jones. Mark Seaton is running as the number 4. Referee Johnson, is getting us ready to go. And it's going to be the University of Central Florida to kick this one off. Exciting 80 minutes of rugby here, just like the entire weekend has been so far, and will continue to be here at Aviva Stadium, home of the SaberCats, with this National Collegiate Rugby Championship weekend, the Lone Star Bowl, ready to get underway. And just a low driving kick. We'll talk about that wind again, Tim, in a minute. Turned over very quickly to the University of Central Florida. Little offload there, gets back into the hands of Michael McNeil. McNeil gets that ball down. They're going to come back. A little tip pass. Ball falls in behind them. Early nerves here from both teams. Tackle coming in from the Huskies. Nearly turned over there. Referee blows an early whistle. Boy, that was just a bundle of nerves, Tim.
Yeah, we'll kind of reset things. Both teams trying to shake off those cobwebs, get back into this one, get that first hit, get that adrenaline flowing a little bit, shake them nerves off, and get moving.
First scrum of the game. These are going to be important. Get some set-piece dominance for one of these teams.
I'd say UConn definitely has the strength, more weight in the pack. Let's see if they can exert that force.
Number 9 for UConn, Jeffrey Valentine. He is a freshman from Northborough, Massachusetts, at the University of the neighboring state. Referee Johnson brings us together. And here's the first scrum of the game. Hopefully those nerves will settle down and they'll be ready to play. UConn on the run. Just a little switch move back in. Starter play to get them going. Back up there, Valentine moves the ball across the field into the hands of Stokes. Stokes puts a little bit of an errant pass in there, but it's picked up. And they're ready to go. Here they come. Another set of forwards waiting, but ball drifts in behind. They have to just and play that win, Tim, but I'm sure they're going to get to it soon enough as they're losing a little bit of ground. Are the Huskies. Ball out just a little wider. Another missed pass. Not pretty as of yet, but again, they'll adjust, and off we go. Back, and they're going to look to the boot now. A big high one rocks up into the air, down just inside the 40. It almost rolls to the 22. Here come the Knights of Central Florida on a transition attack. Dragged down. Good work for a poach there, but coming in straight from the side was that Huskies player. Penalty for the Knights. Chance to either push us downfield or go quick, as many of these teams have done all day.
Fullback Jonathan Peters did a great job tracking that ball, that kick, able to catch it before it went over his head. That thing goes above or past him. Who knows how far it's going to roll all the way into the try zone. So good job snagging that out of midair. And then they earn themselves a penalty here.
Player just right in from the side. That was not the smartest move for one of the Husky players. I think that was Ryan Bosak.
Didn't get much distance on the kick, but an opportunity to start here from midfield.
Hooker for Central Florida puts us in. Number 2, Aaron Liberty from Orange City, Florida. A freshman gets that one up cleanly on this windy day. So that's down, and here go the Knights. Knights, ball back inside their own 40. A lot of ball just not going to hand in these first 3 minutes. Both coaches, I'm sure, will be a bit frustrated with that. Off they go. Just a little pass, pops in the middle, and it's picked off. And here go the Huskies. Dragged down into a good tackle, but they have a little bit of a scramble defense. Let's see if they can move it. Ball comes in there quickly. First venture inside the 22 for the Huskies. Here go the Huskies barreling across the line. Good work to get in there and clean that contact area up. Pressure defense coming on, forcing these Huskies just to come a little bit flat-footed, but they gain a little bit of momentum there. Attempted poach not working. Enough Huskies to charge onto that. Here comes a ball out back. Good defense here so far from the University of Central Florida, really holding them right on the 22. Somebody's going to need to just bury the head and work their way down. There they are across the 22 now. UConn number 8, Bamidapati. Bamidapati gets across the 22, and again they're across. Hands coming in from one of the Central Florida players. Unable to poach it. Again, trying to tear that ball away. The Huskies are going to have to be ready. So we have a tight pick and go, as missing a scrum half distributor for that one. He is back, Valentine. Valentine looking around, finds Stokes. Stokes is going to go back to the other side of the field. Again, the wind just takes that one for a little ride. A little too adventurous for these boys. Big hit coming in, and we're continue to be stationed at the 22 here with UConn Husky ball for a good couple of minutes now. Playing themselves to a bit of a standstill, both of these teams, and that's a big smashing tackle from the Central Florida team. They're going to move them backwards just a little bit. Valentine again looking for a runner. Again, that ball just sailed a little past out wide. That one slips forward, so we have an advantage here for Central Florida. And, Tim, not the prettiest rugby so far for these first 5 minutes.
No, kind of back and forth we go. Neither team really able to get a whole lot of momentum going forward here, as we see around the corner. Tried to get that one out to the wingers, but just ends up getting knocked out into touch. And we see that 15-mile-an-hour, 20-mile-an-hour gusting wind starting to pay dividends already, as some of those passes try to get it out to him, just ended up leading him a little too far. Off the fingertips it goes. So scrum down here for the Knights.
A little over-eager from the Huskies there. Player just trying to get it in one hand and offload it. Sometimes you have to tell your players, just because it works on TV doesn't mean it's going to work for you in Aviva Stadium today. But off they go. The shot of Rob Chudzik, one of the assistant coaches back there, a UConn alum. Big drive coming in from the Huskies, but the Knights are away with it. They're at the 22. Ball's gone back in, so they can't kick directly out. But a line break comes from the Central Florida Knights, and Central Florida moves the ball out wide. Very well done. For some reason, player decides to just throw it forward, nearly spiked it. And we're going to come back for a scrum here to UConn after the attack from Central Florida is vanquished.
Yeah, Mark Carvajal is able to break through here, as we see. Just looking for some support, able to find a little bit here on the near side, but ends up with the knock on. But strong little burst through from the fly half from Clarksburg, Maryland, making his presence felt early off that big break.
Another scrum here. Referee Randall making sure these players are all set. UConn set for this one as we take a look at Jonathan Peters, the Central Florida fullback. Senior from Brooklyn, New York. Playing his rugby in the warmer climes of Orlando these days.
Some strong pushes from UConn, but haven't really seen complete dominance yet. Nice stable platform there.
Bamadapati has the ball at his feet. That's Valentine to Stokes. Bamadapati, a Simsbury High School player. Nice line break coming from an interesting angle from the number 11 there for UConn, Justin Wu. Ball out to a runner. He's a little bit isolated. Going to have to find some friends or keep the ball at hand, and he does. Power unable to be stopped, unwilling to be stopped. Across the 22 they go. Little offload there. That one may have been knocked on, and again, not necessary. Just settle that ball down, and you can move it wide, but heck of a run there from that Husky.
Yeah, both teams just trying to do a bit too much out there. Make that final pass. Just take the possession that you got here and try to work forward. But right now you see tackled in, able to swing it out to the outside. Nice little gap there. And a good burst. Just unrelenting pressure there. Got around the corner. Does look like that was Ethan Berry, the captain, making a huge statement here early on. But again, the turnover will give it back to the Knights.
Berry played for the Fairfield Pegasi program at the Fairfield Ward High School. Now playing at UConn. Referee sees that ball go down.
Scrum just kind of collapsed on him there. I think we'll just redo it.
Yeah, we're just going to reset that. Nothing in it. Arjun Bamadapati, the number 8 there, the ball in hands. Said he's a Simsbury High School player.
Definitely a solid shove there from the Huskies, though.
Huskies traditionally have been a pretty powerful, forwards-oriented team.
All 5 of their tight 5 over 220.
Quickly, McNeil gets that ball out. Central Florida inside their 22 on the run. Just a little chip through. It's going to be a line out for UConn, just about 30 meters out from the Central Florida line.
Yeah, Central Florida just trying to give themselves a little bit of space there. Got to play that wind. Not going to be able to get a whole lot of distance on the kicks. Just got to try to get as many points on the board as you can here if you're UCF.
Ball to come in from UConn. Bamadapati, the target at the front. The Simsbury graduate comes down with it. Ball out the back, but rushing defense coming on. A little offload works, and that's that fullback again, Ethan Berry. Berry gets the ball away to Wu. Ball turned over quickly, taken by the fullback. That's Peters for Central Florida. Turnover good. They're inside their 22. Ball's gone back. They can kick directly out, but we have a high tackle creeping in from the Huskies. We're going to have a penalty here. It's going to be Central Florida's option to go quick or clear the lines here.
Yeah, Peter Stokes just got a little high up around the neck. No real contact with the head, so no card, but penalty awarded. And Knights again look to clear their lines. Back about 30 meters out again.
Ball comes out here, and just player takes a turn, steps off a left foot, and high tackle comes in, just trying to make sure he stops him. As a defender, all effort didn't quite happen the way he wanted it to.
He's in the Lone Star Bowl trying to wrangle him to deck. Got to make those tackles a little bit lower. Make sure you wrap up nice and easy. Just tried to sling him down. See what the Knights can do to relieve some pressure here.
Referee Randall giving a quiz to these college students, and they passed it. They know they want the wide tunnel there. Ball taken down by Bamadapati. Bamadapati, very effective early on in this game. We're at the 10-minute mark. Penalty against the Knights this time. UConn an opportunity just outside the 22. We'll see what they decide to do. Valentine has the ball in hand there. Valentine, the freshman from Northborough, Mass. Played rugby for Algonquin in Massachusetts before coming down to the University of Connecticut.
UConn earns themselves the penalty there. Referee Randall Johnson trying to keep those rucks nice and open, as they had a Knight falling over the top of it, not rolling away quick enough.
There's a shot of the beautiful stadium here. Sun's starting to go down. Those lights will be coming on anytime now. Players going to need to be able to see what's happening. This is a beautiful facility as they're going to go to the tail of the line out, and it taken down well by a player at the rear. Bamadapati had been the target, but they used him as a decoy, and they go the other way. UConn just creeping across the field. They're trying to get this drive going, and they're going to hang on to this ball. Off they go. The big number 3, Tiernan Bentley, a freshman from Amesbury, Mass. Played Mystic River Rugby in high school. Ball ripped away by the Knights, and it's going to be Knights ball inside their 22 again on a turnover. Another turnover. And a little bit of sloppy rugby continues here, as there goes that man again, Tiernan Bentley, sports management major. And he's at the ground. Ball squirts out the back. Need a little clean ball here. Player coming through, and the line is in sight. Can he get it to the ground? He's trying to fight. He's held up by a Central Florida player. Are they going to go wide? They are not. They're going to keep trying to smash the ball here in the middle. And that's touchdown. First try to the University of Connecticut. Number 4, Lucas Skogen, the 22-year-old from Fairfield, Connecticut.
Man, and they could smell that try. They were inching their way forward. And then finally the big fella able to knock it through. Just a good little burst there from the 6'5", 265-pound lock, making his physical presence felt out there. And we'll watch it one more time. It's a nice little pick and drive action. Goes forward, nice little spin. Really, once you make that first contact, spin out of it. We see so many tries go down near the goal line like that. Excellent, excellent work from the Huskies.
Another product of the Fairfield Pegasi rugby program, youth rugby down there. Feed a number of different programs. They have youth, they have high school. Gennaro Gelsi, the head up of that program. Been going on for a while. Kick to come here for the Huskies. And off the post it is. Peter Stokes, the senior from Ridgefield, Connecticut. Couldn't hit that one as we take a look at the bench. The Huskies bench there, excited to get on later in this Lone Star Bowl here in Aviva Stadium. NCR National Collegiate Rugby Championship weekend. After this game, we have the much anticipated Division I final between the Nittany Lions of Penn State and the Bonnies of St. Bonaventure.
So UConn did a good job, able to pin him back deep. Knights tried a couple of times to get out of their own end, could not do so. Let's see if they can play a little more into the Huskies' end here after the kick.
A little longer this time, outside the 22, taken down well by one of the Huskies forwards. Move the ball in the middle of the field. Good pressure defense coming on again. They're really singling out those receivers for UConn and trying to do their best to shut them down. Ball back again. Again, a rushing defense coming on. These players are coming from a standstill at UConn right now. They need to just get a little movement, hold that defense a little bit more. Ball back, brought into the 22. So if this goes out, it's going to come back all the way, but they're going to keep it in field for Jonathan Peters to run back onto. Here comes Peters, 6'5", 180 as a fullback. Twirls his way through a couple of tackles. UConn player in there trying to dig it out. But hands in called on a ruck form against the Huskies, Central Florida. Penalty and a couple of options here.
And Nicky Pesky got a little too aggressive there. Did not release before he went down for the poach. The Knights progressing their way down the pitch again.
Just get it across halfway, do the Knights. It's going to be a line out here for this Central Florida Knights program.
So the first couple lineouts there for the Knights, not going quite to completion as they had hoped.
Ball coming in from Liberti. Liberti from Orange City, Florida. Gets it out into the midfield. Player, again, nowhere to really run to. Good defense coming from both of these teams, really stopping these runners from getting a little momentum. Ball comes out Van Bommel, the scrum half for Central Florida. Gage Van Bommel. Ball goes around the back there, looking for a couple of runners wide. A little show. Player comes back in. That was Caleb Gorton. Now back out they come. Central Florida. Coming out, looking to get the phases strung together, and they are doing. Come just again, ball into the hands of Carvajal. The fly half, taken down outside center, Prevost. And penalty against UConn for just coming off the feet for the number 5 of UConn, Mike DeGloria.
Juan Kohlberg Martinez making a couple of big hits from that inside center position for UConn, but they continue to matriculate their way down the pitch here. Do the Knights. This one may have gone out, but comes back in.
What a play. That's not going to go out there. That's Barry, the captain, taking that on, and they've got room in behind the Golden Knights. Got it down to the 50-meter line. But Knights here, plenty of room to run. Defense not coming up. Another attempted pickoff there. Ball winds up back in the hands of Jonathan Peters. Long looping pass after his pass just sails into touch. We'll have a line out for the Huskies. What a play here, Tim.
As you see, just snags it, has the wherewithal to keep the feet in bounds, and then the return kick gives them some breathing space now. A huge little bit of play there from the Huskies to get out of their own end.
Huskies set up their line out. Amadapati gets that ball. Now out to the backs they go, but a little bit high. They're going to have to just set this one in, and they do. Gives them a platform to play off. Runners off to the left-hand side. They get some width. They can get the ball out there, but they're a little too flat in line. It's been turned over very quickly. Right there's Prevost. Vantage is over, as I said, and you see that's Michael McNeil, the number 8, headed towards the line. And they've got some room out wide. They're down 5 points. This 5 points would be great, but ball spills out in favor of the UConn Huskies. And Bamadapati always there to take that. Advantage over as the ball sails downfield. Great kick by the Huskies. Have changed field completely with this Knights team.
Good 50, 60 meter gain right there. So a big boost for the Huskies, already up by 5. We've seen the Knights be able to break through a little bit. They've had some good strong tackles, but just have not been able to finish anything off just yet.
Players getting set up. It's going to be Central Florida ball.
You're going to change the numbers on me, then you got to let me know beforehand, okay? 2, 4, 5, 5.
Referee Randall just laying down the law a little bit.
5 in.
They go ball to the front quickly. Little bounce pass comes out to the first receiver there. Rushing UConn defense, locks them in. Big battle coming in here. UConn picks up this ball, just hands off a player. Big collision coming in. High tackle in. You can see the referee gets his arm out for the advantage. They have a penalty advantage. Which way they're going to decide to go. Bamadapati takes it into contact. They have a free play here. We'll see what they decide to do as they get the ball out to the wing, but winger hauled into touch out there, and we are going to come back. Winger that got taken in was Justin Wu from Taipei. Sophomore at UConn.
So with the 5-point lead, just outside the 22. See if they decide to pin this one in or go for points. Points is chosen.
Yeah, they got the win behind them right now, and this is Stokes. He's a senior, as I said, from Ridgefield, Connecticut. Played for the Ridgefield High School Tigers. Happy to put 3 more points on the board here. We're at the halfway mark here, Tim, of this Lone Star Bowl, the first half. Thoughts on the game so far?
Well, both teams still just trying to find that continuity and be able to get quite a few phases together. Each team kind of maybe about 5 or 6 is about the most that either of these have gotten. So really just got to play together, keep that ball in, maybe not make that extra pass. See if you can move your way up and down the pitch with phase work. But right now, UConn looking to take a big lead here.
That's Stokes. Assistant referees say it's good. It's 8-0 UConn Huskies over the Knights. Just rolling in the second half of this first half. We're a quarter way through this Lone Star Bowl. A lot to play for. As you see the chill and the wind starting to get these boys all the way down from Storrs, Connecticut, quite a rural area in northeast Connecticut. Used to a lot more cold than this. I think they were expecting some sunny weather, Tim.
Well, that sun's trying to peek its way out, but it's been a fun day. Still a little bit breezy, though, but a lot to play for here. Flanker coming off, possibly.
Shot of Bob Marola just giving some lessons there. You see Rob Chudzik, Mike Casilla, and Mark Colebrook in the background, assistant coaches for this UConn program. Rob Chudzik, one of those coaches. His son Jackson, freshman at St. Bonaventure. Not going to be in the squad for the game coming up, but joining that program. And big hit, ball spilled forward. Player getting up just a little bit slowly there. University of Central Florida would be a good time for them to get some points on the board. Taking the direct route is Jeremiah Birch. Van Bommel moves that ball out into the waiting hands of one of his forwards in the middle of the field. But we're going to come back for the penalty. Nothing happening there. The UConn defense was shutting them down. Opportunity here. Do you go for posts? Do you go for a run?
Center of the pitch, it's going to be a little tough. We'll take a look here as the kick and the huge hit coming in from Liberti. Bang! Dislodges the ball, able to retain possession, and the big freshman, 5'10", 200 pounds, able to make it happen there. And they will look to go for touch.
They do have that wind coming right at them, so difficult to go for posts right there.
Yeah, with that 15, 20 mile an hour wind, you're off just a little bit. You hit that a little wrong, not as true as you'd hoped. It's going to go 20, 30 meters off to one side or the other. So they'll just go for the little bit extra distance here. Now only about 12 meters out.
Line out, good attacking opportunity for them. They go to the front. Ball is taken down. A little messy, but got it. And another looping pass over the top of Drabeck. Ball squirts out again. A little more handling problems on the UCF side at the moment than there were on the UConn side. They seem to be connecting on the passes just a bit more, Tim.
Yeah, especially once you get down here inside the 22, you just got to be really crisp with those passes. Don't be afraid to just take it into contact and recycle it back. But this time, the knock-on bites them.
Valentine set to get this one in. Good squeeze coming on from the Knights, but ball's going to come out. Finds Stokes off to his right-hand side. Moves that ball quickly into his center. Colbert Martinez. Back to Stokes. Stokes takes the ground. Players there, they're set up. Bamadapati steps around one. Eventually taken to the ground, but no easy task there. And a loose ball gets hoofed forward by University of Central Florida. Back into UConn hands, but their attack is now 10, 20 meters behind where they were. Kick comes in, probably a wise move over the head of Peters. Peters, it sits up for him, turns around, and here he comes. Jonathan Peters moves it on to one of his teammates there. Van Bommel gets it to a waiting forward. That's Puchalski. Jack Puchalski takes it in. Another little tip pass in the middle of the field there. They've opened up some room on this one. Is the UConn defense going to draw in and give them a place to move? They've got runners out wide. Sharp pass in there, but players to catch it behind him, a little flat-footed. Gage Van Bommel looking for a runner and finds one. They've got players in the middle of the field, but just soaked up by UConn Husky defenders. Is Central Florida. Ball back across the 50-meter line. Ball to the ground. Mess of bodies there. UConn players going to have to roll away. Ball back out from Van Bommel. A little step to the side. A little attempted offload is not going to happen. Clear run to the line for the Huskies. One man to beat. Another man coming in from the side. A little twist, a little turn over the line. And we are going to see, but try is awarded to Jeffrey Valentine. Pickoff pass, good individual play, just completely disrupted that offense from the University of Central Florida. Well deserved.
Environmental engineer from Northborough, Massachusetts, able to show his strength and burst through for the try. And exactly what the Huskies needed, letting Central Florida kind of hang around, but then that pick right at midfield shows off the wheels. Nobody's going to catch him all the way in. Little bit of a contest there, but did his best to keep that hand on the ball and touch it down for the try.
Everybody's happy at Husky Land right now as they continue to roll their lead. You see some pretty pleased coaches there, all Connecticut rugby legends. As kick to come here for Stokes. Stokes has been good so far, and that one no good. We're gonna have to miss one once in a while there. We take a look at the try score. Great work from him. The Huskies continue to expand their lead.
They're going to want to keep doing it as much as possible, because here in the second half, they'll be going against the wind. And we have already seen in multiple matches the big point swing that can happen. But right now, it has been all UConn, just a little bit more consistent, not as many mistakes. Central Florida just needs to kind of regain their composure here.
13-0. Just, two converted tries. So there's plenty of time to come back, as we're at 28 minutes here gone in this Lone Star Bowl. University of Central Florida puts a high one up into the wind this time. It is bounced forward and it's taken by Central Florida. They have a knock-on advantage. Player takes that one into contact. And Baumel moves it out there into Carvajal's hands. They're going to try to run this one a little wide now. UConn players trying to hold this player up with a choke tackle. Nice compliment from the referee, but does not come to any fruition for this UConn Huskies teams. We're going to go back to that original knock-on. It'll be a scrum here for the University of Central Florida.
They got to make something happen right now. 12 minutes left to play here.
We're going to go down field side to Tyler Doidge with some news on the Huskies.
Thanks, John. As we've mentioned before, NCR has a melting pot of both new and established teams and programs, UConn being one of those. They've actually just celebrated their 50th anniversary of being a rugby program. Now, UCF is also established. They've been around since 1988 and also have a national championship in the Division I AA against Lindenwood back in 2013. Back to you, John.
Thanks, Tyler. Off the back came the number 8 for Central Florida there. They are on the run outside the 22. Good contact in, being very aggressive in the contact at the moment. Ball up to the big number 3, Jeremiah Birch from Deland, Florida, Deland High School. Just inside the 22 of the Huskies they go, off to the left-hand side. Runners coming just a little single. Need some support there. But player never released from UConn. So we're going to have a penalty here for Central Florida. Barry, the captain, is going to go into a PhD program in neuroscience next year. It's a very smart fellow, but not going to argue his way out of that one. Van Bommel gets it back there to the man, Jeremiah Birch. Big Jeremiah Birch gets just outside the 5-meter line. UConn in there trying to poach his ball. We'll see which way this penalty goes. And I thought that was held in by the attacking player. The referee disagreed with me, and he has the whistle. I have the microphone, so he's off to go. Big barrel ahead there by a single player. Not going to happen against this stout University of Connecticut defense. Here comes Central Florida. Birch had the ball up in the air there. Player has to turn around. Able to release it eventually. They're going to go back to the side. They've got some runners outside as the ball goes to Derek Washington Jr. Washington again stymied by this UConn defense. Birch. They're going to the 1, they're going to the 3, they're going to the 1, they're going to the 3. They know the big boys have the power. Here we're going to come out to the number 8 there. That is Michael McNeil. They're right at the post. We have another penalty advantage here against the Huskies. They can have a free play here. Carvajal tries to go wide. They've got some runners. Runners have it in their hands. Ball touchdown. We're going to see if the referee awards this. And referee says he was held up. Tough luck there for Edward Prevost. Prevost, the freshman from St. Louis, Missouri.
So close there. Could not. From this angle, it looked like he did get it down a bit.
Series of penalties now rolling away. Gentlemen offsides. Team warning. Let them know that you're under team warning. Fix it.
Got a team warning there as Carvajal put it out. And this is the player right here, Prevost. He thought he got it down to the ground. I thought he got it down to the ground. Referee and assistant referee say that was held up.
Had it there right next to the side of his body, so on the opposite side, couldn't quite tell. And off the penalty, they choose the scrum. Has not been easy for them. Those Huskies definitely have the weight in the pack and a strong push.
It looked like it was on the ground to me there.
Yeah, it was so close. Got to
Scrum
go with the referee's
chosen
call.
by Central Florida. Carvajal. Ball in from Van Bommel. Number 8 has it at his feet. Another penalty here. We're probably going to have a yellow card. Van Bommel moves it up there to Birch. Birch headed towards the line. Jeremiah Birch. Only one thing in mind, and that's taking home 5 points right now. A bit of kill the man with the ball breaks out. Ball coming wide. They've got some runners out there. They choose to go back inside. Plenty of open targets out there. Van Bommel goes out there now. Carvajal moves it out there himself. They are at the try line again. I believe they still have penalty advantage. Ball up there to McNeil. McNeil, he heads towards the line. Not finding a lot of luck here with this, but eventually player into the try zone and try awarded. That is the fullback stepping in the wing. You can see how happy he is. Jonathan Peters from Brooklyn, New York, touches down, and the Knights are on the board.
See the excitement there from Peters as he was able to catch this one on the outside. See it again, digging it out of the ruck all the way to the outside. Full stretch there for the big fella, able to get all the way over. They use that all of that 6'5" frame, and the big fella from Brooklyn, New York, gets the first try of the match for the Knights. Boy, do they need that one. 7 minutes left to play. That was huge.
In this first half, they needed those points, especially with the wind in their faces. They're going to have the wind in their backs in the second half of the Lone Star Bowl. So we will see how they do in that.
They'll figure it out for you.
Referees had a conversation, but it doesn't look like he sin binned anybody there. I thought he was going to probably bin somebody if they didn't score that try. UConn going to have to be careful down inside their own zone.
I think number 6, Ryan Bozak, a little lucky there. He was dinged for that last penalty. Ends up getting wiped out thanks to the try. Referee says you only got 30 seconds. You're going the wrong direction. Might just need to take the drop kick. But going to have to go quickly
Time's
here.
running out here. No time to set up for Gorchin. Gorchin, the sophomore from Lockahachie, Florida.
You got like 10 seconds.
Player's going to have to get this one. Referee Randall saying time to kick the ball. Kick goes up. Hanging up in the wind. Huskies going to bring that one down. We're going to go down pitch side here where Tyler Doige has some information on the UConn Huskies.
Thanks, John. UConn prides itself on being a large part of the community, especially the rugby organization, and former UConn alum and current Hartford Wanderers rugby player Kyle Powell was recently diagnosed with lymphoma, and the UConn rugby team has made it a positive experience by raising money and helping his fight and staying strong for all of their alum and all of their current players. Thanks, John.
Thanks, Tyler. Good information there as UConn receives this kick. Looked like it might have been knocked forward there, but player running through. That's that man again. Barry gets to the ground. Now they go out wide to Stokes. Stokes gets it in the middle of the field again. Bombadapati gets it, but just a little flat-footed. Good rushing defense is holding them back from Central Florida from using that central pod. Little chip through, bounces off of somebody's knee. It's anybody's ball right now. Finally picked up by the Knights. That was Joshua Bush with that recovery. Van Bommel looking for a runner. He's got one of his big props. That's Birch. And Bommel, again, a little tip pass coming out there. Knocked on to UConn. A knock on from them. Going to go to the first one. Be a scrum here just inside their own zone for the UConn Huskies. As we have about 4 minutes left to go in the first half of the Lone Star Bowl here at Aviva Stadium. NCR Championships.
Yeah, we've been kind of sitting here in the middle of the pitch for a minute now. Let's see if UConn, if they're able to win this, maybe pin them back the last 4. See if they can't get one more before the break. Their last chance to have that wind with them. So we have seen them have the ability to use it. Stokes has been using that right boot throughout the match.
Referee bring this up, having a conversation.
Time's back on.
Keeping them moving.
Coach. 5.
Ball in, bouncing around there, trying to get it out. And it's been turned over by Central Florida. Messy scrum there. Player being driven back by the Huskies. Van Bommel looking for a receiver and finds one. That was Drabeck. UConn driving through. We're going to come back here for a penalty. Player coming in from the side against Central Florida there after the counter ruck from UConn. Good work, Huskies.
Yeah, just a mistake there. You've got possession and everything. That really wasn't anybody even around him either. Just kind of came in from the side, stepped over it. The referee dinged him for the call.
UConn moves that one downfield in their last couple of minutes with the wind. Take a look here. You see the ball come in. Just a good counter ruck by one of the big units there from the second row of UConn. UConn second row, 6'4" and 6'5". That was the 6'4" version. Let's take a look at Peters, the fullback.
Peters with one try on the day. We've seen him be dangerous on the counterattacks. Got to come up big on the defensive end now with under 2 minutes left to play, just outside their own 22.
We are at 5. No, now you're
Pod
back in.
set in the front here. Ball to the front. Tricky little move there. Ball gets in the hand of Skosian. Valentine to Stokes. Stokes tries to find a runner, but luckily another one of his players picks it up. That's his outside center, Nicky Pesci. Ball is available. Player was able to get out of the way for the Knights, but it's gone back. Bombadapati has to take it in. Bombadapati working that ball back. Valentine trying to dig. Stokes again, pressure on that pod. Good awareness by this defense here to see that midfield forward pod and just sending somebody at the tip of the spear runner. UConn, a little bit of trouble here. Ball comes back to Valentine. Under a minute on the game clock. To one of the forwards in the middle of the field. Again, stopped up by that defense from Central Florida. They got some room out wide if they can get it there. Bombadapati takes it back in. They've got numbers on the right-hand side. Here it comes to Stokes. Closed down just a little bit, but they still have a winger there, and they offload it to him, and he's on the run. Can he get it done? That's Trey Alercio. Alercio taken into contact. Good tackle by Central Florida and turned over. That's Peters. Peters doing all the work here. Ball out into the hands of Birch. Birch takes it to ground. Ball this time out to the backs, but slips forward from Carvajal. Not called by the ref. Van Bommel looking for a player. They've got very wide splits here, and they go for a kick. The kick somehow winds up working. That pass went forward clearly. an attempt there as we are at halftime here. That's the end of the 40 minutes. 13-5, the Huskies lead the Knights. And we'll be back. We're going to step aside. Second half action, all to play for in the Lone Star Bowl here at the NC Rugby Championships. Stick with us. We'll be back in a few.
In our game, we play with our hearts. We don't play with sticks, bats, or gloves. We don't wear shoulder pads or helmets. We keep playing when it hurts. And we leave everything on the field. What we wear must be built for our game.
Rugby's it's taught me to work hard and really when the going gets tough to not lay back or really punch forward, that second win in the second half. And it's taught me to have intensity, definitely.
Real quick, tell me, what was your favorite part about playing rugby?
Just coming together, just having a team, having a family on the field, and just being it's so cool to hit and smack someone for the first time when you can't do it in real life, and then right after you're all buddies with them.
Hey Alex, just the Falcons here from Manchester. We just want to wish you a big congratulations on being selected for the Team USA.
Welcome back to Aviva Stadium, the NCR Collegiate Rugby Championships here. It is the Lone Star Bowl where UConn leads Central Florida in a very closely fought contest. Good first half from that man, Tim.
Yeah, big burst there as we see Ethan Berry, the captain, exerting his force there out there on the pitch. He had to try as well to go with it as we see a big pick and go from the big fella. Scottson able to get in for the try as well. And then here towards the end, UCF able to get back into it, but nice little tiptoeing of the lines there on the catch off the penalty kick.
Justin Wu, great job there to stop that one. As you see Central Florida hang this one up in the air. Here comes another big hits coming into this game. Both of these teams unafraid of the contact. And here comes a little slip off the side, and there he is. The man himself, Jonathan Peters, touching down that try. As we take a look at the teams coming back on the field, 13-5 here, the Huskies lead. John Broker here with Tim Wilkes bringing you second half action. Referee Randall set to get us underway. UConn, obviously wearing the jerseys that say UConn on them in blue and red there. And in black and gold are the Knights of Central Florida. We are underway in the second half. Ready to roll here. Central Florida needs to do a little catching up here, but playing a good game. We'll talk about what the master Tim Wilkes thinks they should do in just a minute. As that man Jeremiah Birch carried a lot in the first half, brings it down. They're using those pods of forwards as first receivers out there is this Central Florida team. Again, they put it up into the hands of Pachalski. Pachalski, it takes a couple to take him down. UConn staying on the fence, not contesting at that ruck, moving it a little wider. Little step around, good footwork for Prevost. Prevost gets it back into his center partner, Gortson. Gortson into contact that time. Ball up to a waiting forward. Big barreling run coming from Fisher Barnett. He's a reserve wearing number 18 into the game here. That's Puchalski. Better ball work immediately from this Knights team. Yeah,
I mean, they've had a good 8-9 phases in a row here. Continue to work hard, and that was really their bugaboo in the first half. Too many drop balls, too many errors. Seem to be cleaning it up here now.
Fighting to keep going forward is Central Florida. UConn spares a little time. There is a knock on there off a good counter ruck by the University of Connecticut. We're going to come back. It's going to be a scrum here for the Huskies. Very intelligent player on the breakdown.
I think that was Nicky Pesky that was able to stick his nose in there and blow it up.
Yeah, the scrum half knocked.
Jake Pesky's brother, UConn native. So good work there by the Huskies to get possession back.
First scrum of the second half. So you see the win there.
So we saw the Knights there in the second half really start to exert that pressure a little bit more and causing some penalties on the UConn end because of that pressure. If they can keep that going and not shoot themselves in the foot, they can get right back into this one. And maybe pull away with that win behind them.
Referee just bringing them apart here and wants these scrums to be safe as they were in the first half. Very important for them. As these Huskies from the Constitution State get set to get another scrum in there. Nice look at Jeffrey Valentine. Valentine gets that ball in. It's at the back of the scrum. Picked up and contact coming in quickly, but a little too quickly. These players were a little over anxious on the University of Central Florida side, so Stokes an opportunity with the penalty to put it in. And remember, they have the wind in their faces. You can see it right there in that kick. You just have to have that low driving kick through the wind.
Yeah, exactly what you want there from the number 10, putting it out, giving your team another opportunity here. So UConn look to use those big fellas, push their way forward.
Ball coming in here. UConn gets it up to Bamadapati. Bamadapati has been a key line-out player and key runner. Little spin move back in. Player still just getting the ball just a bit flat-footed for the Huskies. Ball back to Stokes. Stokes puts a pass in there into the hands of the captain, Barry. Barry, as usual, works his way through. And too many rolls there for the captain. And I agree with the referee. There was no reason for that last one.
Rolling and rolling and rolling.
Yeah, after about the third there, got a little extensive, so.
Trizone is not too far away. Roll enough times, you'll get over there. But wind at their backs now. You see a difference in the kicking here from Central Florida as they put that out in a touch just outside of the 22. And it will be their attack going in.
As you see here, I mean, he had the burst through. They had phase after phase, not a lot happening, but Jen just tried to make too much out of it. Didn't really have a lot of pressure. There was no real need for that extra roll. But the turnover now sets up the Knights with their first attacking position.
Knights just outside the 22 here. Liberti has the ball. See who his target is going to be. They have 5 people in the line out, but the person in the receiver position is going to come in. Ball sails up over the top into the hands of a UConn player, but he knocks it on. Unlucky there for Skozen.
Yeah, Skozen had that fall right to him, but that ball bounces around back and forth. You don't really have but a split second when you're behind those jumpers to react and make that catch. So this one's just off the tip, so UCF have it again.
Your shoulder too. Bring it up. Bring it up. Next one. Got it? Crouch!
Van Bommel to put this one in. Van Bommel from Palm Beach Gardens, Florida, an aerospace engineering major. Scrum a little messy, but picked up at the back there, and off they go. Good pass away there from McNeil to his waiting back line. A little dance coming on. Get the ball out there to Peters eventually. UConn coming in for the counter ruck. And penalty against Central Florida. Another good counter ruck there. More smart play from the Huskies around the breakdown.
Putting in that hard work, able to drive forward and cause the penalty. Just this constant pressure from the Huskies allowed them to clear their lines as they were starting to get packed in behind their 22.
You would say on UConn, some of their assistant coaches there, like Mike Huda, good back row player himself, and Mike Casilla, big player, really work with those players to be smart. They just wait for that split second when they soften up around the ruck and hit it with a counter ruck. Very smart, well played by these UConn Huskies boys.
All that coaching, all that training coming to fruition here in the Lone Star Bowl.
Away to Stokes. Stokes has a runner, again, kind of standing still, but they're going to break through the line a little bit. It's unconventional, but it's effective.
Kohlberg like he's on skates out there.
Little chip through from Stokes. He spots the space in behind. Peters up onto it. Peters a danger runner. Ball blocked there by the Huskies. Peters able to jump on it. And penalty for coming in straight from the side there. Again, Barry pleads his case. Again, he doesn't win his case.
He did a good job putting pressure on him off the kick. He was in that tackle, but a little bit too aggressive. Cost him yet another penalty as we'll take a second glance. As the kick through, Peters scoops it up with ease. Nice charge down by Barry, but then you see there completely at a 45-degree angle.
He needed to come in from the back of that. I think, the rules have changed a little bit to make sure you come in from the back, as I think he really thought because it was kind of free play, he could come in from the side. Little mistake, but they'll play on, and Michael McNeil takes down that line out. Ball comes out there into the hands of Drebeck. Drebeck, high tackle.
Kind of got
conversation to come here from referee Randall with the captain.
I understand he's a very tall man. He's a very short man. You need to work extra hard to get your tackles down. We're going back on a warning, gentlemen. Understood? Tackles.
Yeah, as you see, 6'5", taking on 5'8" right there, and just couldn't get low enough. The curse of the big man bites him there for the penalty.
Right at midfield are the Knights. Ball just over the UConn player. He could have kept that in, but it's going to be a Knights line out just outside the 22. They had one here just a few minutes ago in this half. 8 minutes gone in the second half of the Lone Star Bowl here at the NCR weekend. A little frustration on a player there. Really wanted to catch that one. Trey Alercio there. Ball just creeping over him. Ball down to the Huskies, to the Knights. Van Bommel, good service again, but picked off after a bad play, and a big break coming here from the Huskies. They've had luck with a couple of these before. Can he get by Peters? Peters tries to tackle him. Peters gets him stopped up, so he's not going to get to the try zone, but here come the Huskies, pick and go. Can this man get there? He can. That is Nicholas Matayak. Nicholas Matayak, the number 7, touches down a 5-pointer in this second half, and the Yukon Huskies continue to extend their lead.
Matayak maybe got the try there, but Stokes set that one up. Peter Stokes with a huge burst, shoved off a couple of defenders early, and then showed the speed for about 40 meters, drug down at the end, but the support arrived just in time.
Matayak, you'll see it here. After this break, he's going to score the try, but a big break here from the Huskies. That's Stokes, the fly half, good play. But the ball comes out here to Matayak, very smart, from the Greenwich High School program, was a Greenwich Cardinal in high school, a very impressive program in the state, coached by Joe Kelly at the time he would have been there. Changed hands as of now, but certainly learned his rugby, and we'll see it from front on here as Matayak just scoops it up and goes away.
So they extend the lead here by 13 now. Still that wind blowing straight at the face, going right to left. Steve Stokes, who did pretty well in the first half, strike this one true.
Stokes finds it. 7 points on the board right there. 10 minutes gone in the second half. As we look at the try score, we're at 20-5. Some work to do for Central Florida. Central Florida, what are the messages coming in from the coach right now about how to change their fortunes? Before we talk about that, we're going to go down to Tyler Doige. Tyler, what's up?
Well, John, you could cue Here Comes the Sun by the Beatles, because the weather is starting to get a little bit better here. The chill has not left the field, that's for sure. Probably isn't similar conditions UCF is used to playing with, but UConn, they're the Huskies for a reason. Back to you, John.
Thank you, Tyler. Kickoff to the Huskies. Ball across to Central Florida. Across the 50-meter line they go. The inside center there, that is Caleb Gortson. Ball out here into the hands of Drebeck. Drebeck taken down by the Huskies defense. Drebeck from Jacksonville, went to Ridgeview High School. Ball that time up to Puchalski. Puchalski, freshman from Boca Raton, played for the Boca Raton Buccaneers. Across the 50-meter line they go. Van Bommel moves that one out. A little chip over the top with that wind at the back, and the sun out there will say they do, but big clash comes in there. But running off the other way is Ethan Berry. Berry's got some runners outside him, but doesn't know if he likes them or not. Decides to hang on to it himself. Sometimes, as Gordon Gecko said, greed is good. As he heads for the sideline, he's in. And try awarded to the captain after a great individual play. And 5 points on the board. 25-0 for UConn, and he looks just a bit tired.
Hey, he has earned every bit of that exhaustion, as he did a fantastic job getting that all the way back in his own half, taking it the distance as he came all the way around the defense. So you see that big collision, bumps off Carvalho, and takes it the distance around the defense. And then at that point, nobody could catch him. Got a little bit of a chase from the winger. But again, bouncing himself in for the score.
He's one of those mercurial players. You could just put yourself in the coach's mindset thinking, pass it, straighten it up, where are you going? And if it comes off and it works, just fantastic. He scored a try and he's the hero. But if he got caught up and turned over something there, I think Bob the Count Marola would have a couple of words from him as assistant coach and backs coach Rob Chudzik, former Atlanta Sevens player, accomplished player in his own right, having a chat with him.
Just the tenacity, though, from Barry. Not afraid of the contact. In fact, enjoyed it there, and that's what got him really moving, was the big hit. So great to see that young fella getting his best game forward here.
Referee said he actually started forward, so Peters could have kept coming, but Going to hang back as Stokes, from a tough angle with the wind coming at him, just drops it in front there, and we're at 25-5. And Barry still a little gassed.
Every ounce of energy he had here. He knew he was being chased. Another one coming. Just had to give it his all. Fully stretched out, and that's full exhaustion right there.
He almost ran his hair out of that rubber band. He was going so quick. As we have a kickoff to come here from Central Florida. Barry's still a little gassed there. Kick out from in front of the 22 there. So we're going to have a line out. Very unusual sort of mistake there from UConn.
Yeah,
after a great try.
I mean, it's not something we really have seen them try to do, kicking against the wind right here, but just caught it, immediately gave it the boot. And not quite the right decision there, as UCF needs the 5 points here to get back in it.
Just about 15 minutes into the second half of the Lone Star Bowl in Houston, the Lone Star State, of course. Ball knocked down by UConn, taken back by their players. Referee didn't spot any knock-ons there, so we're going to keep going. Stokes has ball in hand. They're in the middle of the field. Sorry, that was not Stokes. That was one of the waiting forwards there. He just steps a couple of people pretty impressively. Player has to release. Defensive player had to release first, and the offensive player to release as somebody came in. It looked like a good turnover from Derek Washington Jr. there.
Yeah, Mike DeGloria a little too aggressive there. Thought he was going to be able to get it back to his squad, but strong defense there, as you said, able to come away with the poach.
Referee Randall coming over to see what's happening on this side of the field. And we're going to call for a trainer to come in and check on someone here.
Is that what they were yelling about, Chris?
I believe that's still Barry down over there. As he went down, maybe something with the ribs. As he, again, full extension as he stretched across. Landed right on the stomach.
He's had a great game so far, but he is certainly still down there. So there's something more than just a little thing wrong, you would have to imagine. He doesn't seem like the type of fella to come off the field.
You hear it there from the referee. Forced substitution. Again, after this big try, you see just full exhaustion, trying to get there. But as he goes down, maybe something there landed on the chest.
Yeah, I think just landed on the ball there, hit really hard. Bit of trouble there.
I mean, if it was just, air knocked out of him or something like that, I think he'd be back by now. But
Bob Marola, the coach there, calling for a trainer. They're going to substitute the player according to the referee. We're going to step away while this all gets sorted out. We're going to be back with more exciting rugby action in just a second. We are back here, and we are at the penalty for Central Florida. Barry is going to be substituted. Let's hope he is okay after a wonderful first 55 minutes of the game. Would have been my player of the first 55 minutes.
I mean, multiple breaks, and then kind of the cherry on the dish there with that last big try. And that may be enough to give them the boost. Central Florida with only the 5 so far.
Ball up to Michael McNeil. McNeil puts it around. Little wraparound play coming in here. Can he get across the defensive line? He cannot. Ball up there as Deluge steps in. Turned over there by the Huskies. The Huskies thriving on these turnovers, making big plays out of them. This one, they're just going straight to the ground. They have a knock-on advantage. This is going to be Stokes from behind his 22, but the ball was put back in. Referee says advantage is over. See what kind of return we get here from Central Florida. Peters trying to clean that one up. The Huskies trying to come in. Tyek, the try scorer, told to get out of there. Referee pleased that his instructions are followed. Big battles coming in here. That's the replacement, Fisher Barnett. Barnett able to make some ground as he comes in there. Barnett from Ocala, Florida, went to Vanguard High School. Ball out here into the hands of the waiting backs. They've got some room to run now, but that ball just sails by, and UConn is going to be able to scoop this one up. Let's see what they can make happen, but hauled into touch they are. Slowing it down for a second. UConn, I'm sure, perfectly happy to keep things a little slower.
Carvajal with the big hit to get him out of bounds there. Seen a couple of sticks from him throughout the day. But really, it's just the drop balls right now from UCF has been the big bugaboo. When they can extend the phases, that's how they got that first try, but too many mistakes.
University of Central Florida gets across the 50-meter line. Moves the ball out there, does Van Bommel. They have some runners out wide, but they're not going to get him again. There are the shifty feet of Edward Lewis Prevost. Gets the ball out to the wing. That's Lacanada. Hauled into touch is the replacement there. Lacanada from Vermillion, South Dakota, finance major and freshman at UCF.
Saw the quick hands of the Knights there, getting it all the way to the far side, but in the end taken down.
Ball down there, Bamba Dapati, very important player. Not prominent in this game, as we're saying his name a lot, but certainly a lot of hard work it's done. Digging in the trenches is the Simsbury, Connecticut native. Stokes gets the ball inside his own try zone, pushes it into the wind. Getting into touch would probably do him some favors. Even better would be if they could come up with it, but Central Florida has the ball, but a knock-on ensues, so good for UConn. Not so good for UCF. We're going to have a scrum here for the Huskies inside their own 22.
Liberty almost had that one, the hooker for the Knights, but just with the knock on. And UConn see what they can do to get out of their own end. Again, wind at their face, so it's nothing coming easy.
Stay here, Chris.
Especially missing their big game breaker, Barry.
Yeah, Barry is important. He defensively keeps things intelligent back there, telling the players what to do. He's got good game sense, so they certainly will miss him. They have 20 minutes to go here. Bamba Dapati, he's going to get off the back. He has got great work in there. Unfortunately, ball got ripped away. Here comes Central Florida on the turnover. Opportunity for them to put some more points on the board. They certainly need them with 3/4 of the game gone.
Work from Michael McNeil, setting that up. The big 8-man came away with the poach earlier, and now a huge penalty opportunity.
Penalty 7 or 8 meters out. They're lining players up there. Gonna have to move this ball in the wind. They give it to a player who is completely isolated, but makes it towards the line, and try awarded. I thought if he got tackled, he'd be swarmed by UConn defenders, but great try there. Great individual work by Central Florida. Central Florida up to 10 points, down by 15. Kick to come. Very kickable position.
Like Carvajal able to get that one in. Kinesiology major, the senior, able to go all the way through for the try.
Here's the pass, moving around. That was Carvajal, and just made it on his own. You can see what I was saying there. He was alone. If a couple of Huskies there could have caught him up, he might have been in a bit of trouble, but great individual work. Wonderful play by Carvajal to make that happen. The Clarksburg, Maryland native, played for the St. John's Cadets in high school, was a Golf Rugby Report game breaker, as well as being on a hot list ranking as they go up to 12 points as that kick is good. UConn leads 25-12, under 20 to go in this Lone Star Bowl. Will UCF be able to change their fortunes in this last quarter?
Try to keep them pinned in here. That's when they've done their best work. Got one little mistake and they're able to connect. But UConn has been pretty stable, but again, missing their captain for the last 20 minutes.
Ball hangs up in the air, knocked forward by one of the players from UCF. Little spin move to get out of it there. UConn is on the attack. It's just a knock-on advantage, so they go through a few phases. It probably won't make a difference, but we're going to come back. Good work there by UCF to slow that down. We'll come back to a scrum here for UConn. UConn, good attacking position, just 40 meters out in the middle of the field. See which way they decide to go with this.
Take a second look, but UCF doing a good job. And there's Fisher Barnett, who's really been fantastic since he's come into the match earlier in the game, just with big hits, big run, big line breaks, and able to push forward there on the poach. Almost got it.
Big squeeze coming in from Central Florida. UConn able to get that one away to Stokes. A little decoy move there. Let's see what happens as a big handoff comes from number 12. He's got to keep himself in. He is just somehow making his way through every single defender on the UCF team. Ball recycled. That's a 22. That's Valentine. Valentine has a runner. A little tip pass there. Bamba Depati is going to take that in without a problem and recycle it. He is a very steady player and reliable in the middle of the field. One of the big second rows from this Huskies team. Ball back to Valentine. Valentine to Stokes. Stokes looking for some space. Stokes gets to the 22. He's going to need a little help here at this ruck. We have an advantage here. Big pickup there from the number 4, Lucas Skogen. Ball back. They have an advantage. Bamba Depati in the middle of the field. Puts in a long looping dummy, but nothing comes of it. They're going to recycle this one. Valentine now, they're going to move it out a little wide, see if they can find some purchase out here. And at touch they are. Ball just thrown back up in the air. Commonly known as a hospital pass, but nothing happens there. And Valentine is in, but referee Randall says nothing's going to happen here. We're going to come back to the advantage. Wind against them, but this would be a great place to add another 3 points if Stokes thinks he can hit it.
Yeah, at the same time, maybe try to pin it in there, get it out into touch, let them seconds tick away. But again, only up by 13, so still a 2-possession game. So you might be right. See what the final decision is.
And somehow they've listened to me, Tim. Sometimes you think I might actually know what I'm talking about.
Hey, well done. The boys agree with you here. And we'll see if they can slot this one through. I believe Stokes was able to make at least one kick go in this direction earlier.
Are you Peter? Very good. Nice to meet you too.
Team's just getting ready here as we take a look at a beautiful Houston, the space city down there just off the Gulf of Mexico, playing host to this incredible competition at Aviva Stadium, the NCR Championships, as we're in the Lone Star Bowl right now. 25-12, UConn leads Central Florida. Kick here with the win coming against Stokes. Stokes will do well to drive this one just over the post, not hanging up too high. As the beautiful Houston evening starts to set in, Rob Nipper-Chudzik looks on. Nicely struck, but goes wide. Ball still live. Peters, did Peters throw that forward? Peters threw that forward, but we're going to get tackled just outside of the try line here. And
yeah, had the AR in position back there on the far side of the pitch.
Tom Brady couldn't have thrown it much more forward than that. That was pretty impressive there. I couldn't think of who the Texans quarterback was. I already used a different name since we're in Houston, but
well, it's a kind of a rotating thing at the moment. But I think recent injuries, but right now I'm with you. I was completely surprised by that. It didn't really look like the receiver was expecting it.
I think he thought he touched it down. I think he, just a mistake, just a flat out mistake there. But a mistake of wanting to play. He wanted to play fast. He thought the ball was touched down. Just go back and take, the goal line drop or the 22, whatever they would have had.
What a terrible idea. They had plenty of space out there. Almost got around the corner, but back for the forward pass.
Valentine, ball standing in the middle of the scrum there. Big drive from UCF. They're going to take that one off the back and try to have a run here. So their forwards making amends for their fullback as the big number 8 is spinning his way through. That's Michael McNeil. McNeil eventually, however, Knocks it on, and we're going to come back to another scrum for UConn. They want to get this ball out quicker. McNeil from Dr. Phillips High School, 2000 state rugby champion here in Florida from Orlando. Played for the Orlando Rugby club team here. So we see that ball just spill forward. Little mistake creeping in there. Tried that again, just a couple of yards too far.
If you're UConn, it's exactly what you want. Let's keep them pinned in. See if we can't get a couple more up on the board.
Husky scrum, need to be stable, need to get it quickly. It's at the number 8's feet, bomb it to Patti. Valentine moves to Stokes. They've been a good combination in this game. Ball out to a flat-footed runner and a little high over there into the hands of Wu. Wu is going to come back in. Justin Wu from Taipei, as we talked about. One of the big boys attracts his opposite number, or one of the other forwards, and is going to move it across here into the center of the field. Big hit coming in. Look for a tip pass, but it wasn't quite there. Players there to take the ball securely. A little bit of slow ball here from the Huskies at the moment. Good, straight, hard run. Valentine, Stokes. Again stopped. Players coming back in. Looks like they're going to have a little pick and go off to the left-hand side after a bit of discussion at the back of that ruck.
Didn't quite hear a use it from the referee, but they took their time.
They took their time. They're happy to burn some clock, but allowed Valentine to get back up. He directs traffic well from behind. A lot of great scrum halves through the UConn program over the years. Bomba Patti is just looking for that open space. Can't quite find it. They come out to the right-hand side. Ball over the top there. Player has to work his way around. UConn running through the phases, not really getting anywhere, losing ground, if anything. Going to have to stay aware and stay in groups. Don't want to turn over as the ball comes out the back. Ooh. And that one was clear, able to be picked off. And University of Central Florida on the run here. That's Caleb Gortson. And Caleb Gortson touches it down in the try zone for the University of Central Florida. The sophomore gets a try.
Boy, the Huskies getting a little lackadaisical out there. Some slow passes, and then tried that final one. Just kind of hung up in the wind. And an easy pick for Gertson. Nobody around him. So he was able to scoot all the way through here.
Just telegraph is the word they use for that type of pass. Gortson can see it from a mile away, and the foot race was his to win. Over he goes. Try awarded.
But still unrelenting pressure from the Knights, and it was that final hit. He knew it was coming, had to get rid of the ball as quick as possible. Ends up being a dangerous pass.
25-19. As we hit 10 minutes left to go, things are getting exciting. 6 points here, Tim. Converted try.
And really, I mean, UCF haven't really been using the boot as much as we'd expect here with the wind at their back, but nonetheless able to march back and forth down the pitch. A couple of big tries here in the second half have them right back in it. And we'll see if UConn, again, captain is out after an injury. We'll see if they've got enough left in the tank to just keep their composure here. It's going to be the big thing. Like you said, they were getting a little bit off the mark, a little lackadaisical on that last phase.
Yeah. It is that time where players have to stand up and be counted as that ball nearly went 10 meters. Referee is going to say it was a knock-on. Assistant referee let him know. We're going to have a scrum here for Central Florida, which has been a stable source of possession for this Knights team.
And with that kick, it just in the air crossed that line. So even though they came back and touched it inside the 10, went far enough, says the referee, and we'll play on.
Substitution coming in, or player coming in the lineup. Referee keeping an eye on it. Good work by UConn to disrupt. Take the ball to the ground. They're going to have to clean this one up. I believe it was Valentine that had to take that in. And squirts out of his hands. It's a knock-on advantage. A knock-on advantage to Central Florida. Sure, they're going to want to play. This is Birch. We haven't seen him in a while, but he sits someone down, as is his wont. That ball slips out and is going backwards. They're going to keep playing here. Don't think they've gotten any advantage in that knock-on yet as the ball gets turned over by UConn. Referee is going to say let him play. I guess they did have the advantage. The ball comes out into the hands of the waiting Kohlberg-Martinez. Kohlberg-Martinez doesn't really like to go to ground, but finally does. Ball across Badamapati. Well met with a challenge from a University of Central Florida forward. That's Joshuan Bush. Waiting pot of forwards in the middle. They had a little room to run there, but the ball is just behind him. The big man steps aside and steps around. Valentine going to come back in this direction. They have a little tip pass on here if they can get it, but he doesn't. He just shows that ball and then it throws it to the ground, turns it over. Prevost takes it. There was no need for UConn to make that pass, but they did. Central Florida now on the run inside their own 40-meter line. Time against them, wind with them. See what Central Florida tries to do. They have some time to play intelligently. They don't have to rush. Ball there into the hands of Liberti. Haven't really seen a lot of this team on offense this half, Central Florida, so it's nice to see them get a run here. They know they have some work to do. Ball coming back across. Players just going in single numbers there. Here's Birch. Birch is going to make a couple of meters as always. UConn player rolling away there. Now this ball's out to Carvajal. Flat pass out there to the hot stepping Prevost. Prevost gets around one. He's across the 40. He's got a player coming onto him here. He gets it to his wing. Can he make it? Here comes the try. This is going to bring things closer. And that's number 11, Kevin Jackson. Moves in and touches it down to give his kicker a little bit of a better shot. But what a change in this game. The junior from Rochester, New York, touches down a 5-pointer. Kick to come with the wind at their back and to take the lead.
Smart play there by Jackson. Able to bring it a little bit closer. Allow them to maybe make this kick a little bit easier as we'll take a second look. Huge break here on the near side by Prevost. Just around a couple, starts to stumble, smartly finds an offload, and around the corner goes Jackson for the try, down by one. Huge kick on the way.
You know what else I like about Jackson? He's a zoology major. Fantastic zoology major here at University of Central Florida. Rounds the corner, touches it down. Kick is good, and a 1-point lead for Central Florida with just over 5 minutes to go. UConn Huskies are going to have to dig deep if they want to change their fortunes here. Central Florida just slowly, methodically works their way into the lead.
3 tries in this second half and had the lead for almost the entire match as they scored early within the first few minutes. But now it's the Knights on top.
Stokes pushes that one down. Ball knocked forward. Mistake there off the kickoff. Big collision. Player got in front. Penalty for the UConn Huskies. So big mistake. Important moment here for the Huskies. With the wind, it's probably out of Stokes' range.
About as unfortunate as you could get there. Both players going for the ball, but the guy in the back knocks it forward, hits the player in front. And a simple knock-on turns into a penalty, and Stokes looks to make him pay.
Stokes plays the wind well, gets it down just to the 22 there. UConn needs a clean line-out. Badamapati has been their typical target. Go to him at the front in this wind, possibly drive the ball.
That wind continues to howl out there. We've seen them also kind of sneak around, trying that front pod as well. Just to the first lifter. But a huge, huge opportunity now.
Line out just outside of the 22-meter line of the Knights. Discussion there where the ball is going to go for the Huskies. They have a runner to throw, a jumper to throw up there in the front for Central Florida, but taken down steady by DeGloria. Driving their way forward they go. Player on the ground. UConn's taking to the ground, so they're going to keep playing. Big pick and go off the side there. They have the power, but there are a lot of defenders queued up as Stokes get the ball. Stokes is going to try to take that one himself. Probably not going to win them the game with that. Ball coming across here. Players running slightly across field. There is that inside center, Colbert Martinez. Ball ripped away there by University of Central Florida. Great play by the number 8, Michael McNeil. McNeil has featured heavily in this game. He's been fantastic. Tackle comes in from UConn. UConn turns that one over again. That's Valentine. Smart play from a very scrappy scrum half. He's willing to throw everything to get a UConn victory right here. Big pickup from Lucas Skojan. Valentine gets the ball out to the width. Stokes throws a pass up and over. They've got more defenders than they have runners here, so they're going to have to be very careful as Wu is going to come in over this ball. They'll win this one back. Forwards gathered up. A little pop there. They're going to reset it in the middle of the field, but that ball bounces. They need a moment of brilliance here. And to get their structures back together, do UConn. Big counter ruck coming in, but player rolled over. Referee says that's okay. Little chip in behind. It's going off the hand of one of the players from Central Florida. Should be a line out here to UConn, unless I saw that incorrectly.
No, not the worst thing in the world, though, either, is they were going the wrong direction. Lost about 20 meters in a matter of a few phases. And UConn has got to dig deep here. Again, Ethan Berry, their captain, and their senior fullback out of the match. For me, Juan Colberg Martinez has been that next best runner, running with ferocity and just bouncing off of tackles. So see if they're able to find the big number 12. Back in possession are the Huskies.
Badamapati, great work there to bat that one down. Simsbury, Trojan that he is, takes the ball off. Into contact they go. We're at a minute and a half on the game clock. Referee Randall might have a little more time. We're going to come across it in the middle of the field for the UConn Huskies. That big man, again, just won't be stopped late in this game. Colbert Martinez doing great work. Penalty against Central Florida as time's starting to wind down. They're going to go quick. That's Stokes. Stokes, is that going to be the right decision? Stokes is going to take that ball into contact. UConn players come in and close off the defense. Another hard running forward in the middle of the field here as we get to the 22-meter line in sight. Ball up again, a little tip pass. Move it onto the wing. That right there is Sakti Saravanan. Replacement. Little pick and go here. Again, that's Colbert Martinez. Colbert Martinez, very effective, the Guilford High School graduate. As this game winds on towards the end, a little bounce off there from one of the second rows from the Huskies program. Maintaining possession just inside the 40. They need to get a little go forward here, a little show and go. Ball out to Wu on the wing. Wu, ball in both hands. Doesn't want to lose that one. Driven back, no room for him. They need to find a line break here. Good rushing defense from the Knights, and that ball gets spilled forward. Here we are, not much time to go, and it's been a knock-on advantage for University of Central Florida. If I was them, I think I would want to take this scrum, but they're going to keep on running. Ball taken down. UConn trying to dig that one away. This man late in the game, still very effective. He does not want to stop running, Jeremiah Birch. Jeremiah Birch, totally effective. Bashing holes in this UConn defense, but UConn ball back in hand as we're out of time on the game clock. We are in referee's time. All to play for here for the Huskies. What an exciting ending we're having to this Lone Star Bowl. Great work. Ball back out there. UConn, ball in one hand, little flash, trying to get this one going. Kenny breaks, he makes the break. Can he get through? Been hard to take down, but Peters certainly is able to do it that time. He's able to get back to his feet. Do they have the defense disorganized enough to get out there? Forward pod coming in. Space out on the left-hand side if they have the runners. Valentine still gas in the tank. Gets that ball up there to one of his waiting forwards. Is this poach going to come true?
Oof. Close.
Nearly does. Bottom of Patti trying to hold this off, and that one's good. Central Florida has this ball. Something's going to have to give here as the ball comes back to Central Florida. Still playing it. Don't know if the referees said we have time yet, but ball there. Ball gets whipped towards the sideline. The referee takes a look at it.
Straight up. Okay.
And that ball has gone into touch, and the University of Central Florida on a massive comeback just pips the Huskies of the University of Connecticut What a game for the Knights. What a defeat for these UConn Huskies after a huge effort. Had the lead for the majority of that game. Tim, what patience from the University of Central Florida Knights.
I mean, we were talking one more try. I was going to put the nail in the coffin. We were about 15 minutes into the second half, but 21 unanswered points by the Knights in the last 15 minutes. They exert their dominance, and they were definitely down the whole match. But boy, just the heart of these champions here coming away with the Lone Star Bowl victory.
Celebration here for Evan Haig's team. Got to be very pleased down there in Orlando. These men from the Sunshine State, from the City Beautiful as they call it, come up with a Lone Star Bowl champion. Motto of the school is reach for the stars, and they certainly have. Good victory for the Knights.
Boy, just the exhilaration of knowing what you had to accomplish, knowing you were down. Halftime they were down big. But just the heart and the fight of these Knights showing it off in the final moments to get themselves the win with a last-minute try.
Shaking hands as they go. Good look at that man, Jeremiah Birch, key player for this Central Florida team. UConn players happy to shake hands. They know it's been a great competition. The Lone Star Bowl here at Aviva Stadium, NCR. We're going to have trophy presentations, MVP award, and the D1 final is going to be at 6 o'clock Central between St. Bonaventure and Penn State. Stay tuned for that. It is the D1 final in NCR Rugby, and UCF continues to celebrate here.
Boy, it was just a tough one there for UConn. Tried everything they could. Colberg Martinez had a couple of breaks, but you just see the legs start to drag there at the end. And that final play, final phase, the player was sitting there for about 5-6 seconds, no support, just didn't get there in time. And the Knights had enough in the tank, had the spark to get it done, played enough defense to get the victory here in the Lone Star Bowl.
UConn kicked down under the post there. The Huskies there to take a photo, team photo. Very proud Huskies program continues to go from strength to strength. UConn Huskies in the late 80s, early 90s were in the Final Four several times. Had a very, very good team at that point. And programs, like a lot of programs, has had its ups and downs, good years, a lot of proud alumni. Not rebuilding, they're built, but they're going from strength to strength at the moment. So you see Evan Haig talking to his team.
Beautiful Texas sunset. Big sky, just perfect backdrop for the Huskies, but again, see the faces, not.
There's Barry there in the sweatshirt. He doesn't look like he wants to be there. He wanted to stay on the field and try to win that one for his team. Lesson learned there.
Heartbreak for the fellas as they had that lead for a good 65-70 minutes. But the fight of the Knights, too much.
The Knights came away with this. You see a very happy couple of members of the squad there, not suited up. This is, as we get towards the end of this one, UConn rips it away, had a moment to make things happen there. And these are some of the turnovers that just happened to come away with the end of that game. A little back and forth throughout. Good stepping here from the outside center there. And this is the big try that won the game. There he is, number 11, Kevin Jackson. Took the ball towards the center there, and thank God he did for this team so they could slot that conversion. Well done, Kevin Jackson. Intelligently played.
Mark Carvajal used that right boot to slot through the winning points. And that final two was just enough.
I think the look on Jonathan Peters' face says it all right there.
I mean, nothing like that feeling when you're down the whole game, but you stay together. You battle with your boys, and these guys made it happen. Steve Hyatt, they're ready to present them with the Lone Star Bowl.
Hard-fought match, fantastic. Well done, UCF. That was a great match. You guys came back in the end, wouldn't give up. Thank you for coming to our bowl game. You guys are our Lone Star Bowl champions. Congratulations.
Big trophy for this thing, Lone Star Bowl. Very exciting for this University of Central Florida team. Another picture being taken with the cup here.
We got the man of the match.
Peters in on the side there.
Oh, where are we at? Where's number 3? There we go.
Cheering for one another is this Central Florida
Jeremy,
Knights team.
Man of the match performance. Tell me, what does this mean for the UCF program? It was a crazy bout for bout battle between you guys. Tell me a little bit about what this means for your program.
We started off with a hard season. I promise. We came up and we've done better. This is my family. This is everything to me. At first, this is my first year playing, and this means so much to me. These boys are amazing. The coaching staff is amazing. I love them all. They've helped us so much. I love my family. I love everyone back home, and I love UCF. Let's go!
You heard it here first. UCF champions. Great job, guys. Congratulations on the win.